My name is Debonair Kovacs. I am reading the devotions from my little book, 40 Ways My Labyrinth is Like My Life. I've mentioned that you can learn more about me at debonair.com, on Facebook at Debonair, on Twitter at Debonair. I forgot to mention that I also have a Patreon account. If you look up patreon.com/Debonair, I would love it if you'd want to help support my ministry, and there are a lot of interesting prizes on there, so check it out. This is devotional number 2. This is devotional number 1. It's not nearly as nice and geometrical as I would like. When I was exploring the weedy field next to my new house in early spring of 2008, I found rows and rows of little wooden stakes about a foot tall. When I figured out that they seemed to be in concentric circles, I got excited. Could this be a labyrinth? Excuse me. I consulted the previous owner, and yes, it was. It was a 5-circuit modified Chartres. This is the diagram he gave me. The white areas represent the path with the black lines dividing and directing it. So there is the labyrinth pattern. Armed with a printout of the compass perfect computer-generated pattern as it was supposed to be, I got to work. Carefully I ran my Mantis tiller along all the paths so I could pull up the stakes and mow the whole thing. Now I could see clearly, and I set about making the paths as neat and geometric as the pattern, or not. It was very frustrating. I like things to be, well, perfect, or at least close. I like to be a wonderful, loving Christian person all the time, except when I don't. I like to eat perfectly nutritious, well-balanced, plant-based, organic, locally grown, or fairly traded food, except when Walmart has a sale on potato chips, or I really, really want Papolino's Death by Chocolate cake. And I wanted that dratted labyrinth round, not weird, with a bulge on one side and paths that are 5 feet apart in some places and 3 feet apart in others. The entry path isn't even straight, and it's definitely wider at the opening and narrower as you get in, which might have deep philosophical meaning, but as you can clearly see, it's not that way on the pattern. As we enter the contemplative, introspective season we call Lent, it's time to consider the bulges and uneven places in our souls. It's time to recognize 2 mutually exclusive truths. 1, I am not perfect. I can't be perfect, and God kind of wishes I'd quit obsessing about it and concentrate on love. 2, God loves me just as if I were. Perfect, I mean. God's kid, born of perfect love, which casts out fear, including perfectionism, and put here to learn to love better and better and more and more. Created to learn, by trial and error and experience, to love God, to love you, and even to love me. See you next time.